Why do the sirens come every 33 minutes? Why isn't it 34, 35?
Callie.
What?
Shut up.
And free the tortoise. Welcome everybody. By the way, I got to give you props there, Danny, because you guys couldn't see, but like behind the scenes, Danny was like frantically getting things together, and like just before we popped up on screen, he's like, "Okay, I'm professional." Like if you'd seen him 3 seconds earlier, you would have seen like a very unprofessional Danny. So good job, Danny. You're learning.
Thank
Good job. And so welcome to everybody. Andre, I haven't seen you in a little while. Welcome. He's a good old friend of the channel over in Bosnia. And Stan Lee was asking, if you were late because, you just needed Kleenex to clean up because of too much Trisha. That might not be too far from the truth. But in fairness, I will defend Danny. I know that he's running up on his lease for where he lives, and he's basically desperately trying to find another place to live, which can be a very difficult thing to find something in your price range in a place like Vegas. So that takes priority over doing a live stream. So, I totally understand life before internet life. So, I'm just thankful you're here at all.
So, right on. Yeah, sorry to be late.
Yeah, no big deal. And Stan Lee wants to know if did Hilo know Boomer was shagging the chief? Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you may not have noticed, but in the episode that Hilo and Boomer actually do the deed, that he says, well, I've always, I've always, like, I can't remember exactly how I put it, but basically when he said that, he found her attractive, but he knew she was the chief's girl.
Ah, okay.
But he didn't know he was talking to a different Boomer, of course.
Right.
So, and that's when she just got on him, And so, and he was like, yeah, I ain't going to turn this away, so, which, let's be real. It's the apocalypse. Who would, but yes, absolutely, Hilo did in fact know, and he made informed consent when he and Boomer did the deed. Um, and Stan Lee says, "I'm touching cloth." I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if I want to know what that means because
Right.
that sounds filthy. Ghost from the Coast. Is that someone you know? Because I don't know that.
That's in my channel. I believe I
Okay.
met Ghost through the Joe Cronin show, which is and that's a CM Punk. So unless something has happened today, I I've only heard of the rumor that CM Punk is returning for Collision. So let me know, yeah, in the chat if something else new happened or if that's what you're referring to. But welcome.
And yes, Stanley, this is as close to camera ready as Danny gets. So, that's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. Just start gambling a lot, they'll comp you the rooms. Yeah, or, the problem is,
Only if you win big.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't comp the rooms for you, the broke ass busters. And
yeah,
I don't.
which is,
And that is actually terrible advice, Stanley. The last thing I need to do right now is be anywhere near gambling or alcohol.
right.
So
You need to be focused on what you got to get done. And yeah,
yeah, I got a lot going on.
drinking is not,
I've been cleaning and packing and taking photos. Eventually, I'll be posting. I'll
yeah,
get
so you're going to be selling a
spamming.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I only got one thing posted today. It's a little zombie Batman statuette. It's actually limited run of 5,200. I put it on my Twitter. Then I've got the Greg
You can put the
Cupolo
link to your
Joker.
Twitter in the chat so people can check it out.
Oh yeah, I guess I can now. Let's see. But yeah, that's.
And so, yeah, because I'll tell you, it's unfortunate, but Dork Knight's got a lot of cool collectible stuff that he's got to get rid of for lack of space. And so take advantage. Sale. Everything's got to go. So take
Right.
advantage of the rock bottom prices. And
Should probably be. Gosh, if I doubt anybody watching right now is a local in Vegas, but I'm thinking next week because I gotta sell a lot of furniture too. Like, and I have nice furniture. It's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So I've got a bedroom set, king size bedroom set, Thomasville furniture. So it's sturdy. It's when Thomasville furniture was actually made in Thomasville. So that's my bedroom set. That's for sale. I have a couch that's going to be for sale. Some shelves, just like basically everything except the smaller bed that I have and my office setup, and of course all my son's stuff and the television. I can't get rid of that thing. Is big and beautiful, like 70 inches. I got to keep that. So
yeah, he'll get an apartment where the TV takes up the entire wall and his
yeah,
desk is right below it. And
yeah. Well,
that's
I've got a
pretty much
couple feelers out. I'd rather not live in an apartment, but I might have to. But the apartments out here are way more expensive than I remember them being, man. Oh my God. Like,
I'm telling you, get out of Nevada, dude. It's just
yeah,
bad news.
yeah.
Um, I know it's a pain in the butt to move out of state. I get that, but make a clean break. That's my advice.
Oh,
Um,
as soon as do you know how long I've been waiting for these surgeries? I got to have at least 2 of my 3 surgeries before I'm willing to leave the state because I have to start that process all over again in a new state with new doctors that I don't know, and because I've already had the left hip replaced, and I'm about to have the right one done, and then I have to get
right.
my shoulder. But I might skip the shoulder because the neck one's more important. So I've been making plans to get out of here. I just thought I was going to have another year in this house, to do it.
Right. Right.
Ideally, I didn't want to. Anyway,
Um,
Boosh, you're so funny. You are so funny. I tell you what, I believe it's for sale at saltynerdstore.com. I think. I don't know. It could be Salty Store merch. I don't know. I don't work for them.
Yeah. And
Okay, yeah.
Eclectic Hawk, Chief and Boomer were supposedly keeping it a secret, but they also made it clear that it was the worst kept secret on Galactica because everybody on the ship knew about it. It was a secret that everybody turned a blind eye to. Like the entire crew thought that they were keeping it a secret from the officers, but the officers just kind of let them get away with it because they thought it was cute because Galactica was being decommissioned anyway. But then notice there's actually, and you may remember this because you've seen this episode where Ty just walks up to Boomer and says, "Look, we are now, we are now a military vessel in a time of war, and you're his superior officer. Put a stop to it." And that's the way you deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that's not okay, and that's the military answer, by the way. That's you just like your relationship is over as per military regulations.
Yeah.
However, it would technically be okay for Hilo and Boomer because I think they're the same rank. So
there you go.
There you go. But if one person is your superior, then your direct superior, then yeah, that is completely not okay. Fraternization like that is a serious breach in the military.
So here, I'll answer this question because Kadish misspoke and said I got evicted. I did not get evicted. Okay, so I do need to clarify that.
You got arrested.
No, I didn't get arrested either. What the hell? No, here's what happened. I got this place right before the pandemic happened, and right at the beginning of I was moving during the month of March, so in the middle of the move or whatever, the world got shut down. And a friend of mine is on, so this house is owned by an investment company that owns roughly 60, 70 houses outright in Vegas. And my buddy got me this house back in 2020 for a steal. I was only paying $1,400 a month. And that's a steal for this house. It's a steal. And buddy did me a solid. So then last year,
And that answers your question, Stan. He's renting.
yeah, I'm renting. So last year, when the lease came up for renewal, they wanted to raise the rent. They wanted to double the rent. So I
Now,
called,
would double the rent actually be closer to what the market would be?
Yes.
For that house? Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So in
2800.
fairness, double the rent is not necessarily unreasonable. It's not
totally,
something
it's totally not. Yeah. And so I called my buddy, who's and he's just one of the investors. So it's, like he can't, save, he can't make anything happen, so to speak. So he talked them into only raising it $400 because he was like, man, double. That's I know it's closer to the fair market value, blah blah blah. So he did that. So I've been paying 18 for this past year instead of 14. Well, now that my lease is coming up for renewal, they're not giving me the option to renew, and I'm guessing it's because they're probably going to try to rent this place for like $3,000. Would be my guess,
Right.
Because
they can.
Yes. And, and it, so it sucks. So yeah, so we,
So it's not quite the same as an eviction. It's just
yeah,
that
just
the
they're
lease
not,
is not eligible for renewal.
they're not, yeah, they gave me notice and said that they're not going to renew the lease. And, I didn't want to play that card again with calling my friend because he probably, that's probably in a way what resulted in them saying, well, you can't live here anymore. We're not going to renew your lease because they'd rather not negotiate with me. Because I tell you, they'll rent this place fast for $3,000. I know they will. It's because I was very much living beyond my means. It's a gorgeous house in a gorgeous neighborhood. I'm going to miss it. It's single story. Yeah, it's a bummer, and it's it's big, and I've been living here and filling it up with crap, and I got a lot of crap. So if any of you guys want to buy any of this crap, when I say crap, I mean I got like Star Trek figures hanging up on the wall. I got a batleth hanging up on the wall. I got framed original trilogy posters on the wall. I got this Pink Floyd thing. I got this Star. I got just a ton of shit that's not going to fit. And more than likely, sadly, I'm probably going to have to get a little 2-bedroom apartment. And this stuff's just not going to fit in it. So if you're in Vegas and you want to check out my nerdy crap, swing on by. I got tons of it.
There you go. If you want to buy some crap, look up Danny the Dork Knight.
I'm such a great salesman there.
Yeah, you should register that domain name, buymycrap.com.
Somebody's already got it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
that'll be a great.
No, Chum and I go to the same AA place. I don't know if that'd be appropriate, and I probably shouldn't have said that actually.
Yeah.
Right? Oops, sorry, I just doxed him.
Well, only if you say their actual name, and
well,
I don't know who Chum is.
Oh well, good then. Don't worry about it. He's a Pawn Stars guy that buys people's shit here in Vegas.
That Chum.
Yeah,
I thought you meant Chum like a user on YouTube. So
no.
Oh, Chum Lee. Yeah. So you know Chum.
I don't know him. We go to the same place for our meetings.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're beating the crap out of him. So
no, not at all. I haven't even talked to him, to be honest with you. It's like church. It makes it so weird. You sit, there's all these rows of chairs. You're sitting there. You've got somebody who's running the thing, and then they'll, they always call me out because I'm usually either the new guy or I haven't been there in forever. So I pretty much talk every time. Not everybody does always because there's a bunch of people. It's Vegas, so you can imagine there's a lot of alcoholics.
The landlords have such a hard time of it these days. Absolute blood-sucking leeches. Well, you know what, Eclectic? It's a lot of the time.
And that's why they bought this, to make money. I can't begrudge that. It sucks.
I'm not a big fan of the way that rentals have gone in this country, and it's hard to who do you blame? I mean, as far as like, it depends. Like the investment group that owns his house, how much did they pay for that house? I don't know.
I have no idea.
And so
you probably look it up. But.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna, but I'm just saying. I don't blame the banks either, Stan. Well, I mean, if I'm not trying to point the finger of blame, because the finger of blame goes to everybody.
Yeah, and Stan, in some cases, this comment might be correct, but in this instance, I know for a fact this house is paid. In fact, all of their houses are paid for. That's why it's a large.
If they're smart, yeah, that's the best way to do it. Then you just base it on the fair market value.
So, I don't know. My laundry thing, it keeps. You probably hear it.
Yeah, I need to go check it. I can't hear it, but go check it if you need to. But yeah, the problem is that like with rentals, is that you're inclined to charge whatever the fair market value is, because if you charge too little for a place, then unfortunately you tend to get undesirables in your place. And I'm not trying to say that to be a jerk, and I'm not trying to say like certain people of certain races or in any ethnic group, but I mean people that might not have any money, that there's a reason they don't have any money, and yet you want housing to be available for people that don't have money, right? You need low-income housing. So what do? Well, then you start creating low-income housing, but if you start cramming together all the people that don't have money, which includes people that aren't working for nefarious reasons, then that means that you're going to start concentrating crime into one area. And that's when you end up like, Stan, you were just saying the projects or the ghettos, that kind of thing. And so, people blame, the problem is that most poor people don't want crime, but, most criminals don't report their income. And it's a problem. It's a genuine problem.
Genuine problem.
Huh?
What's a genuine problem?
Oh, how to deal with what to charge for rent, what's fair, what
I got to take this. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. And Danny's got a lot going on, so And no, Martin, we're technically not talking about 33 today. We're just kind of talking about whatever, because we knew Jason was going to be away this week, and we figured we'd just have a week to kind of hang out and talk about whatever's going on. We knew that there's a lot going on for poor Danny here, so give him a little bit of a break and hope that he can survive. And Eclectic says, well, you can create low-income housing so investors buy them cheap, and then instead of people getting on the property ladder, you get lots of renting. I'm not sure exactly what you mean there, Eclectic, but I thought about what we need is private lower income housing as opposed to government low income housing, because I think that's the big problem. Is government low income housing is the problem. And so I also do think that real estate in general is grotesquely overpriced. I will tell you, like, for example, the home I live in, when we moved here, this house was worth about $190,000. And when we bought the place, and on our mortgage right now, we owe a little over $100,000. And so, and we didn't finance the full amount. And so I think that, that in and of itself, I think that 190,000, it's a nice house, but I think $190,000 is a lot of money for a house. So today, those places that say we pay cash for houses, that will pay you like way less than what you could get if you sold the house on the market, but they'll spare you the hassle of actually going through the sales process. They send me blind offers for my house of over $400,000, and we've only been here 9 years. So that's more than a 100% increase in the property value here in the last 9 years, and that is absolutely stupid. And so that's, yeah. So I think that these kinds of and Stanley has a similar situation, went from 200,000 to 600,000 where he's at. Okay, so now I'm getting a call that I gotta take, so let me mute myself so you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. Hopefully Danny will be back shortly.
Alrighty. Oh, so now you're on the phone. That's... I'm doing the ASMR thing with the ice. Hold up. Sexy, yeah. Joe's Atmosphere. You're absolutely right, brother. Welcome indeed to this episode of Streamers on Phones. I'm guessing he's probably talking to his daughter. Not sure. I had to take a call and sneak off. I'm going through a lot as we've been discussing. Welcome to the show, Joe. What does this mean? Don't pull an LDG. You're gonna have to explain that to me. No, I don't. I don't work at a casino. Gosh, you guys want a sad story? My best friend on planet Earth, who I've mentioned before, because the ashes I was gifted of his are in that Star Trek flask, which is actually right over there. And he was like my best friend since 6th grade. He moved out to Vegas. Gosh, when this would have been before Lilith was born. So, damn, I'm getting old. Probably close to 20 years ago, 18, 20 years ago. And I we were best friends. And so he finally convinced me to come out there on vacation in 2009, I think it was. This will be a weird way to date it. The Diamond Eyes, the Deftones Diamond Eyes single had just come out when I was on vacation there. So we had, it was like no time had passed, and it had been years since we had seen each. I mean, we'd talk on the phone all the time, and this was before video chat, and this was before I even got gosh, yeah, long time ago. So I like 2000, yeah, it had to be 2009. So anyways, so we had a blast. I was out here for like a week, and just he was like, "Hey man, you wanna move out here and get a place there?" Because back then, 2009, 2010, it was actually very inexpensive to live in Vegas. It was less expensive than where I was living, which was the Houston area of Texas. And we found this little, what they call a McMansion out here. It had a swimming pool, a pool table. It was like 6 bedrooms. It had an off. It was perfect. It was perfect. We split it up, like him and his girl, me and my girl, and then like they had kids and our kids. It was just like a multi-family kind of home, and it worked out great. Jason passed away, unfortunately, and I had the. Unfortunately, I was the one who found him. So I kind of sense that's happened. And that, again, to date it, I don't know why it's always about movies. It's whenever Force Awakens, he passed right before Force Awakens released. And I've been thinking about leaving ever since, really. But my ex-wife, mother of our 2 children, does not want to leave Vegas. And, my kids are getting older, but, I don't know if I want to. There's a lot. There's a lot. Life is complicated, as I'm sure we all know. So. They call that a commune. Not quite. It was just a really big house. Like, They built a ton of them out here. They called it. It was a phenomenon that was in the news. They called them McMansions. But yeah, and we were paying $1,600 in 2010 for that house, and that ain't shit. Now that house is probably going for way, way, way more. Like I wouldn't even. I'm kind of curious actually. I want to look it up. Anyway, I've never been good at these solo streams. I'm trying. I'm trying to talk about, anything. But I don't want to bum people out with more of my sad sob story. I can't even think about, like, I guess wrestling was good. Dynamite was surprisingly good this week. Hey, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll talk about wrestling because that'll make him show up faster because he does not want me talking about wrestling on the channel. Yeah. They're building up toward Double or Nothing, which is in Las Vegas, which originally I was going to go to, but now I've got two. Unless somebody calls me last minute with a free ticket, which happens quite a bit, actually. You'd be surprised, especially now that I've been doing the show on Sundays. But I'm probably not going to be going to that. I got more important things to handle than dropping a few $100. Stan's asking if I have any wrestling toys. I do not. I have a pretty nice Mr. Spock still in the packaging. And I have to look it up. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm pretty sure it's worth something. And then I've got a really good Spider-Man still in the packaging over here. Those are like the only two kind of like bigger figures I'm willing to sell other than the two statues I talked about earlier. And then I have probably 30 still in the box of the 90s Star Trek The Next Generation figures hanging up in that area of the house. That, you take them all for $50. Somebody just show up. They're yours. I don't want to sell the Batlith. It's good for home protection, that, and it was Jason's. So his brother gave that to me after he died. I got the original trilogy posters framed up real nice. I've got this really cool Subway framed. I think it's called a Subway sign. It's the Van Halen, or not Van Halen, Jesus, Pink Floyd. The one with their album covers painted on the girls' backs. Bunch of furniture I'm going to be getting rid of. But as far as like figures, those are probably the only two I'm willing to get rid of because I still need to have. I kind of sold most of my figures shortly after the pandemic, just because desperate times. So I kind of want to keep what little bit I have for decor for whenever I do streams. I have a Darth Vader still in the package I might be willing to let go of up there because I just got a lot of shit. Got a lot of art too. So anyway, buy a data and get 2 Rikers free. I'm pretty sure I actually have 2 Rikers. Martin, I give you the the Batleth. I'm guessing you're asking if the Batleth is sharp. I mean, it's sharper than a spoon, duller than my letter opener, but I could still kill you with it, So, man, I really thought the wrestling talk would bring him back. Yes, this is what they call dead. This is why I can't do a stream by myself, Joe. I know you and I have had this conversation before. It's like, oh, you should be doing more content on your channel, and I'd love to, but unless I prepare, I gotta have somebody to bounce off of, Although you guys are kind of helping me out a little bit in the chat. Brent said, "Oh, okay, yeah." So, oh, this might be funny. This could help. Let's see.
Sorry,
I hear Dork Knight calls me Sleepy Joe. Well, Dork Knight, let me tell you, I'm gonna drag your sorry ass back to Scranton and put you to sleep, motherfucker.
Sorry, of course you came back this second.
I'm on the phone with the state of Tennessee, so bear with me.
Oh God, see, this is torture now. So,
yeah, I'm on hold now.
Okay. Well, Martin, I like the direction they're taking her in. I like the fact that she and Shayna jumped Raquel Rodriguez after her match with Chelsea Green on Monday, and like I want. This is the version I've wanted. I've wanted the vicious bad guy teamed up with another MMA badass, and they actually make the tag title, the female tag titles, mean something. So I guess that's a long answer, long way of saying I do fancy Ronda Rousey. Who's the other one? Holly Hunter or something? I don't know what he means by that, but okay. Let's see if we have any. Do you have any other fun videos on here? Gina, what? Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser? Small Time Republic? I don't know what you mean, buddy. But welcome. It's good to see you here. What'd you say, Joe? Yeah, that was in the fixed segment tonight. Oh, I'm sorry about your technical difficulties. You want to help me out? Throw you a lifeline, or are you just not able to join? I could send you the link. Oh, really, Martin? So I'm about to be 44, and Sergeant Slaughter was in my childhood went from being an American hero to an American turncoat, and was very much a hated heel in the Ballard household when I was younger, and when I believe it was WrestleMania 6 or 7, I always mess that up. When Hogan took on Sergeant Slaughter, that was good times. But I'm guessing you probably liked G.I. Joe. Okay, so you're like about 10 years older than me. That makes sense because he was a good guy, for most of that time period, that 10-year chunk of time. They are closing the expensive Star Wars hotel at Disney World in September. Is that really a surprise to anyone? I mean, come on, like nobody could afford that, and the people who could afford that, I don't know, man. Like that, I always thought, and didn't have like problem after problem after problem, like they had a problem staffing it, and people didn't like how cheap certain things were, or like cheaply done, because for the price it should have been. Iron Sheik was the best on Howard Stern. Dude, he's had so many public meltdowns. I was watching the Click This podcast with Kevin Nash the other, like maybe a couple weeks ago, and they showed a clip of Sheik having a meltdown in front of Ultimate Warrior at some kind of convention because Ultimate Warrior wouldn't acknowledge him, and just Sheik went off. Oh, hey, Joe, I don't blame you. If I were you, I'd be jumping on Foxy. I'd be jumping on going to eat with Foxy as well. So, yeah, right on. So I really don't, this is, I'm almost thinking we might have to call an audible. This might have to be the short. This is why we need Jason. We're lost without the, in case something like this happens. How long have we been on? 41 minutes. This might possibly be the shortest episode we've ever done because, those state phone calls can take a while. And yeah, Sheik is still alive. I tell you what, he's got some good genes because, who just died? Oh, gosh. Superstar Billy Graham just passed away at 79 the other day. Yeah, and oh man, I'm old school when it comes to that, Martin. I like the classic Klingon bird of prey, specifically the one that could fire while cloaked, from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. That's, I don't know. I actually have one of those over there. I just like the look of it, the texture of it, the wings, See, here, this is what I have to deal with clients. I just got this text. So, client sends me a thing. Hey, I want to get a die-cut custom car magnet. Okay, cool. I got to design it. What do you want it to say? What do you want on it? He replies with, he didn't even answer the what do you want on it part. He goes, I want the exact one I sent you. To my understanding, it is custom cut. Yeah, it's custom cut. It's not, you got to tell me the size, bro. Like, because they got a drop down menu. Not that you guys care, but I'm just trying to. Yeah, and they start as small as 6 inches, or they get up to be as large as 36 inches, and that's 36 by 36, and then you're able to custom cut in it. So I just I don't know how to deal with that guy right now. I'm not even gonna reply. Smallville was great, Martin says. That's one I never watched. My cousin Billy, he's a little younger than me, loves that show. He's like, he binged it. I mean, he watched it in real time, and then he's binged it since. And I've never watched any of it. And it's not because I'm like, think it sucks or anything. I mean, I've heard quite good things about it. I just wasn't on my radar at the time. I think when it came out, that was when Devin was 2, and I was a single parent back then, so I had I was too busy watching Blue's Clues and shit like that than to watch Smallville. But one of these days I might give it a watch. And then yes, Stanley, thank you. I got to share this. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. Doesn't custom mean you can do whatever they ask for, but they don't ask for anything. Yeah, I mean, I want that exact one. Dude, anyway. Superman that never flies. Was that a thing, I guess, in Smallville? He didn't fly. I thought he flew. Anyway. Chief Cook, that's how I feel. Somebody save me, please. Because now they're talking about a 20-year-old show that I haven't seen. So that's not exactly very helpful. Yeah, I kind of figured you would have that on the State of the Apron, Joe, if you're still here. We were talking about Superstar. Billy Graham, who, even if you don't know who he is, all the biggest names in wrestling kind of stole from him is not the right way to put it. Paid homage, like Hulk Hogan kind of stole his look, but not really, but kind of. He definitely talked like him a lot. Ric Flair, like really, Macho Man, Ric Flair, and Hogan straight up like plagiarized some of his promos. I mean, so I guess that is stealing. Yeah. Yeah, but I thought we were going to talk about this 20-year-old show, the Battlestar Galactica. And hey, Mark, I've seen the miniseries and the first 6 episodes. But we got to wait for Jason to talk about episode 2. And we got to wait for Jason before I can even start episode 7 because we watch them together. Yeah, Steiner definitely stole from him. Yeah, everybody did. And that's what just really the sincerest form of flattery is what they say. That's the theme song of Smallville. Oh, I thought you were being a smartass and say somebody save me because the stream is so bad. Because I'm sitting here pretty much talking to myself. Yeah. Hello there, Mr. Thomas Potts. Good to see you. I would prefer spoilers not be. Yes, thank you, Thomas Potts. No spoilers. We are not going to talk about. I mean, I guess we could talk about the second episode, but like nothing past the sixth one, please. Yeah. It's funny laughing at us drunks. And tell you what, that one scene where he's measuring how much booze he has left, he's counting like how many fingers does he have left. I was like, damn, I guess if that's the only booze you have and there's not really a liquor store in space, you know. Although those kids were trying to make hooch and the chief is going to teach him, I think. I can't remember. We're about to teach him, yeah. Yeah, Stanley, that measuring was very authentic. I don't even remember what episode that's because they blend together. Like, but instead of what I did yesterday, I will definitely watch episode 2 again before next week's show, or well, I guess in 2 weeks' show. Whenever we talk about episode, I'm so confused with this whole scheduling thing. Oh my God. All right. Bye, Joe. You guys have fun. Enjoy dinner. So we're coming up on the 50-minute mark here. I am going to I almost feel like grabbing one of those books and just starting, like, just to start reading the book. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be funny, right? So, my son turns 17 tomorrow, so there's that. I'm kind of excited. His brother and his sister are going to come over. I haven't seen his sister in a while, so that'll be nice. We're just gonna he just wants to, like, play games. He's gonna, like, do party games on the Switch with all of us out here on the TV. So that should be fun. Martin, Cece, that's a sore subject. Cece's actually not here. And I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. I don't really want to talk about that just yet. Still pretty fresh. It's funny, Stanley. I was talking about this just the other day. No, at least not my kids. So my oldest is 24, and he didn't get his driver's license until he was 18. And my youngest is turning 17 tomorrow, and he has absolutely no desire whatsoever to ever get a driver's license. So I don't get it, because I was same. I could not wait. I actually got a hardship license at the age of 15 in the state of Texas, because my complicated situation. Saying another, my dad. It was just my dad and my brother, and I, and my dad's job at the time took him away a lot. So in order to get to and from school, for me and Chris, my brother, the state granted, I had to take, and unfortunately I'd already taken driver's ed in North Carolina, and I'd already had a permit. So I just had to do, their tests, and yeah, I got to get a driver's license at 15. It was pretty cool. There's something to both of those things, but especially Vegas is crazy. Like, it's got the high, like, one of, if not the highest insurance rates, auto insurance rates in the country. It's got, with so many accidents every day. I literally went 18 years without being in an automobile accident. Cut to Vegas, and I had just paid off my minivan. Just paid off like 3 days prior. Dude sideswiped me in the airport tunnel, drove off. Luckily, the cops caught him. But yeah, do you think Do you think I cared about the insurance money that couldn't replace the vehicle that I had just paid off? No, I wanted a vehicle. Insurance is a scam, dude. And I used to be an insurance agent, so excuse me. Dude, I don't know what your age is, but there was a time when I was living in Kansas. Gas was 59 cents a gallon. Damn, that was awesome. I miss those days. When Salty was a kid, he didn't buy gas. He bought hay. Well, their job is to figure out how not to pay out. Yeah, F them. I would have dropped the F bomb, but I think I'm going to give him 6 minutes, because that means we'll hit the hour mark and I won't feel so bad about, ending the show early. Because, man, I feel like I'm treading water here. I feel like I'm drowning. $4.39 for diesel. When I lived in Texas, when I had my houses in Texas, I lived in Tarkington. We had 3 acres. I thought about doing the biodiesel. I mean, I got really deep into the that rabbit hole. I was, because especially out there, you could just go get the grease for free. Because usually these restaurants, especially out in Podunk, Texas, they have to pay somebody. It's like waste management type of place, a specialized one, to come get all of the diesel, or not. I'm sorry, the grease, all the grease. Because what you do is, the leftover, grease fryers, like where they drop your fries in and stuff like that. So they dump all that grease out in a special type of dumpster, and then somebody's got to come take it away. So there was this thing where, if you had converted your diesel to a biodiesel, you could essentially get your fuel for free, because you could be like, hey, instead of paying that guy to take your grease, I'll do it for free. You know what I mean? And so that was a big thing. I don't know if anybody else was even aware of that, but that was a big. I think it was. Gosh, where did I first hear about that? I think it was something Woody Harrelson was into, and then I just really got into it, because that was also during the period of time where I was going through this phase of trying to live off the grid. So I'd learned how to make a windmill. I can literally make. You guys want to? Not kidding. This will help for the apocalypse. You take one of these old basketball goals you see in the neighborhoods. Take the backboard off. You get an alternator from a 87 Buick or something, an American car. You get an alternator. Then you get the blades off of a ceiling fan, and you connect those to the alternator. And you have that run. So you got the wire, and then you mount that. You do got to buy a little piece, but you mount that on the top of the pole. And there's multiple ways of doing it. And then if you want to be really ghetto, instead of getting a casing, you can actually use a trash can. I literally use one just like this, and just cut a circle in, and you put the trash can over the top of that. And then you have that wire run down inside of the pole of the basketball goal, and you either hook it up to I was using golf cart batteries. You do that, and you charge up batteries, or you can actually hook it directly up to your power box. But it wasn't really windy. It wasn't really it was more like a hobby kind of thing. I wanted to say I did it. And use my little cart around the property without having to, that's pretty much all it paid for, was powering that thing. Yes, Stanley, I was talking about making a windmill. Yes, that's because how did I get onto that? Because we were talking about biodiesel. That was okay. Yeah, yeah, man. There's all kinds of little scams you can do. Not scams, but you know how all of this, all of those construction signs that you see, you know, that either light up or have they're the portable ones that have like a digital display or something like that. Those are all solar powered. It's like, what are they going to plug them into out in the middle of nowhere? And when they're done with them, because the government's very wasteful, most of the time they throw all of these still usable solar panels away, and you can go get those. I mean, things have probably changed because I'm talking about, you know, 2008, so however many, like 15 years ago. But you know, those were some of the fun, stupid little things I was doing. I used to have I did this this guy adlight.biz. It's not there anymore. I thought it was a great idea, and I helped, we chopped it up and came up with the idea. I made him the site, but it's basically real estate signs, solar powered real estate signs, so they'd light up at night. Well, the problem was people kept stealing the damn things, so I was like, you know, didn't think about that part. Let's see. Brian, Heidi, who? I need to grow my mustache back out if I'm going to do that. What is my most prized Star Trek possession? It's a good question. I wish I could show you. So you guys have seen the batleth over there. You've seen that. And then what you can't see is a picture above the door behind it. And that is a picture of me and my buddy Jason, who I told you about, who's passed, at a Star Trek convention, jumping through from behind the Guardian of Forever, and I got it blown up really big. So, and then that batleth was that his brother gave me. So I always try to keep those two things together. Those are two things I'll never, probably Star Trek related things I'll never get rid of. Well, I mean, aside from his ashes also. So those three things, but they all have to do with him. They're kind of a combo thing. Next after that would probably be my James T poster. Notice how I did not mention that one earlier when I was talking about getting rid of some of my collectibles. Uh-oh. Well.
Oh, great. Now you get a phone call again.
Tag, you're it.
I have no idea what you were even talking about. Well, hey guys. So I apologize for my absence for a little while. I got a call from the state of Tennessee dealing with our food stamps and stuff, which that's a whole long drama I don't feel like getting into. But then as I was finishing up with that person, we had a door-to-door salesman, a very nice young lady, come to the door. And it was kind of weird because she was actually one of the very, very, I can only think of like one other time that I can think of for sure, few women taller than me, because I'm 6'1.5", she's 6'2", so 6'2.5", I think she said, and so she was just a little bit taller than me, and I was just like, wow. You know, I was like, why are you not playing basketball? And she said because she's very clumsy. And so, no, she's not a Jehovah's Witness. She was actually selling home security, like, you know, wireless cameras and doorbells and that kind of crap. Which, yeah. So Brian says, we'll start talking about Danny's most prized Star Trek possession. Well, mine would probably have to be, even though I wish I don't have it handy because it's upstairs and I still have so much work to do, but it would probably be my autograph picture of William Shatner. I just love that. And, or maybe even the comic book. I have the comic book, what year is it? Now I got to look it up. It's Alan Dean Foster. so and let's see. We trying to remember the name of it now. Star Trek comic book. The Star Trek logs with a record. Here we go. Star Trek Power Records. That's what it's called. Yeah. Passage to how do you say it? Morauv, Morov. It was published in 1975. The book itself is in near mint condition, and it has the 45 RPM record, untouched, still in the book, and it's autographed by William Shatner. So, Martin says, "I was a Jehovah's Witness. They mean well." Oh, I don't doubt that they mean well. I disagree with them theologically, but I don't. Jehovah's Witnesses actually nicest people in the world. Same with many of the Mormons that I've met. They certainly do mean well. They genuinely believe they're doing a good thing, even though I think that they're misled. So that being said, I just disagree with them theologically. Dork behaved himself at least the time I've been watching. Wow, impressive. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate you. Keep an eye on him, though. Alexander, you have to ask Dork that when he gets back. I did watch Jericho the first season, at least. I thought it was enjoyable to a point, but the problem is the premise wore thin after a while. And don't listen to Salty. His favorite possession is the Eagle Moss Discovery. I do not have the Eagle Moss Discovery. In fact, I don't have a lot of Eagle Moss starships. You'd think I would. You'd think I have a collection like yours, but I wouldn't have a place to put it even if I did. And Aravic says, "And my first Contact Blu-ray, which I would burn." Although there's actually only one Blu-ray disc that I've actually burnt, and I'll let you guys guess as to what it is. But there is only one disc that I have literally burnt because I thought it was so bad. I literally set it on fire. And in order to put the fire out, peed on it. I'm not even making that up. And recorded that as my review for it. This was on a different YouTube channel, obviously. So I hey, Sal, did you get a chance to put together the TOS Star Trek Bridge? I said, no, Brian, it is still in the box upstairs because getting the room together is taking priority. But you know what, Brian, that is also among, whenever you guys send me stuff, even if it stays in the box, I love just, having it. It's honestly. And, you can't see it, but like, I actually have a couple of things up on the wall back there that are like a couple of gifts, like the Battlestar Galactica that I believe Thomas sent me. And there's a Mr. Spock teddy bear that Mr. Miles sent me, as well as the Doomsday Machine that my wife gave me, and a Grogu that I got myself, actually. And then a action figure from the Princess Bride that my son gave me, a couple of, but, a few fun little things. And I'm trying to set up a little memorabilia set of shelves in the back of the room so that eventually you'd be able to see them behind me. Let's see. Martin says, thanks. I don't know what, because I was nice to the Jehovah's Witnesses. Look, just because I disagree with someone doesn't mean I think they're bad people. It just means I disagree with them. Captain Marvel, what, being prized possession? Definitely not. Strange New Worlds 4K disc. I've been thinking about ordering.
You're so much better at that solo thing than I am. I definitely need more.
You got to get used to it.
Yeah.
You just got to think of yourself as having a conversation with a group of people.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're doing. And yes, someone wonderful sent me a TV show called Project Blue Book that I still haven't watched. Oh, that I feel so bad about. Don't remind me, Thomas. Solid Jacker, I'm started the BSG miniseries and I'm hooked. Arabic, you will continue. You know what you should do? Watch it as we watch it, assuming that Danny doesn't disappear off the face of the planet because he's homeless.
Don't even joke about that right now.
You're not going to be homeless.
Jesus, don't even joke about that right now.
No, and you do need to keep in touch if you go dark for a little while, because I understand if you don't have internet for a little bit, but
Well, I mean, internet's my lifeline. I have to have internet for how I make money. I ain't making money on these on the podcasts.
Well, yeah. So,
yeah, Stanley, that's right. I am on T. Maybe. Next place I live, I'll have better service. Or worse.
We hope.
That would suck.
And Friday, Master Replicas releases Eagle Moss ships to buy. Okay.
I have some Eagle Moss ships for sale as well. Interested in any of them?
Any good ones?
Yeah, they're all Enterprises. Those are the only ones I kept. I have like the A, the D,
Why do you have the
NX-01. I've got because whatever. I got 7 seasons in the prime of my youth of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and only 3 seasons of TOS for my entire life. So come on, man. I mean, I'm not saying. I think it's a gorgeous ship. What's wrong with you? I'm not calling it the fat one, although I guess I just did. So
it is the fat one. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. It's the fat one.
Stanley, so look at that. He says, "Baby."
But what about Brian's question for you?
Let's see. For example,
I think the editing.
We've talked about this. We've actually talked about this.
Yeah, the editing technique on BSG is it's done to emulate being a documentary. And I think they do a very good job of.
I like it. It kind of feels like a steady cam in space, like.
Yeah. It feels like what you're watching is real. And and even though what you're watching is pretend sci-fi, space planes, as George Bush would say, but it feels real. Because they're using real world editing techniques, real world, like rack zooms is what you call it when, you're zooming in and then focusing, trying to, get that shot. Because, that's what you see. Like if you have a news correspondent in a war zone and they're trying to zoom in on where a bomb just went off. And then so they zoom in and then they adjust the focus to try and get a clear shot. And so they do that with the ships. And it's just genius. It's absolutely genius. And keep in mind that this is one of the earliest uses of this technique because that kind of blur that they were using, the Gaussian blur, was a relatively new technology as a digital effect back in 2003.
Now, to this, ask me this again after season 2. But right now, I don't think it's too much. Not for me anyway.
I never got tired of it. I know that some people did because it does continue throughout the entire series. This is the style.
We've talked about it though. It's actually something all 3 of us like about the show is the camera work.
And the thing is that it's very uniquely Battlestar Galactica. There are rare instances of other shows doing it, but they don't do it as the main style of the show. And so I like big struts. Those nacelles cannot.
It's not. I'm gonna copy this, drop it into the AI, and it'll write us a better one that actually matches. I'm just kidding.
With all the new AIs coming out, you might be able to get different songs.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, that just reminded me. LDG sent me a. I haven't got to check it out yet because of all this shit I'm going through in my life right now. But he sent me a new AI here.
Which one?
Leonardo. Have you heard of this one?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
app.leonardo.ai. Let's see. Sign in with your social account. Okay.
Not going to be doing Dreamweaver. Okay, we'll put that one in. Installing.
All right, so I'm going to, okay, it's asking me a bunch of questions. I don't want to bore everybody. There's been enough of that.
Yeah, Thomas, when I rewatched Blood and Chrome, I was very much reminded of J.J. Abrams as well with all the lens flares. And it's all, you know what I have to say, that it's good, but it is not nearly as good as Galactica. And I think that it misses the Ronald D. Moore touch. And I'll tell you, and you may disagree with me on this, Danny, because you might think I'm just being a prude, but as an example, throughout the show Blood and Chrome, which is the prequel to Battlestar Galactica, they use the S word, the actual S word. You're muted.
I said, I guess they could get away with that on Sci-Fi, huh?
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of television stations have loosened up on that. But regardless of that, it's not whether they can get away with it. It's that it doesn't fit in the Galactica universe, because we've already established
frack and all of that stuff. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so if they're using our swear words, it doesn't feel like it's the Galactica world. And they do say frack, but the main cuss word they say is the S word. They use that more than anything else.
So apparently this Leonardo AI is an art AI. So I'll go back to that later. That's going to be way too, it's not like just typing a prompt.
Like, hey, make me a picture of a dog. No, make it purple. No.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. But they look cool. So I'll play with it later.
Yeah.
But I can't fall asleep tonight.
Why can't you fall asleep tonight?
Oh, I haven't been able to sleep the last couple nights because it's a big bed for one person, you know?
You need to sleep. You there?
Oh, did I hiccup again?
No. Yeah.
Is my internet being crap?
You should, you still need to sleep eventually.
Oh yeah, no, I've been, sleeping a little bit. I've been getting 4 or 5 hours in. I checked my Fitbit actually. I've always never needed more than 6 hours a night anyway, so I'm not doing too bad. I tell you what, I keep crushing my step goals. Look at this, how early in the day it is, and I've already crushed 10,000, almost to 11,000 steps. Yeah, I got 4 hours of sleep.
Attaching that to your your vibrating, toys.
See, so I went to bed at 12:11 a.m., woke up at 2:09 a.m., probably to take a leak or something, and then I went back to bed at 3:11 and woke up at 6:11 for a grand total of 4 hours of sleep. So I say I'm doing pretty good for just having 4 hours. Don't you love technology? Isn't it cool? I don't know.
I hate technology.
I think it is cool that I wear this, and dude, I can. It's got a new feature, an ECG feature, and check my heart rhythm and stuff to see if I've got any like arrhythmia or whatever that's called. It's cool, man. It's got a lot of cool things on it. Anyway. Vibrator. Who said vibrator? What?
I was saying you had a vibrating toy that's what was making your steps.
You guys, I swear. Get your heads out the gutter. So, I know this is probably going to be retrospectively, like, probably my worst episode, and I apologize. But I do want to give you at least the 30 more minutes. Is there anything in particular we were also going to talk about, or has this just turned into the free?
We didn't have a specific
flowing
topic.
stream thing. I thought we had some
I was
people.
thinking Guardians 3, but we were going to argue about Guardians 3 a little bit. I
Yeah.
saw a YouTube video of an animal fitted with mechanical arms. It was terrible to watch. I know it was CGI. It was very real looking CGI animal.
See, Brian's echoing my sentiments. Now, I have not gone back to see it with my son because I haven't got my car back yet. He and I may see it tonight as an early birthday present if he still wants to go, because apparently he talked to his sister and he's like, Dad, you're a P word. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Maybe. I'll give
I
you a chance.
understand. Look, I get it. That for some people, seeing like what the rabbit had spider legs, right?
The bunny, the bunny had spider legs. The walrus was like the giant wheels, and then
Right.
the otter.
The walrus
had
just looked like he was a quadriplegic or something.
Yeah.
Rocket. Obviously, we've already seen his stuff, but that's the whole point of the High Evolutionary is that he.
Oh, really? I thought it was that gruesome scene at the end that I seriously can't believe they got away with being able to show when they peeled his face off. Yeah, that was good. Man, I can clearly, vividly see that shot in my brain, and I don't like that.
That was pushing the PG-13 limit.
Yeah.
I will grant you that.
Yeah,
But that's not animal cruelty. That's just gore.
yeah.
Yeah.
But on top of watching animal, and that was right after they killed.
I know. They
I
killed.
don't want to talk about it, man. Oh, it was right after that. God, right in
But
our
you
arms
see,
too,
the thing
man.
is that had to be somewhat effective. You must have cared about Lila, since you're upset that they killed her.
Super chat.
And Arabic, thank you so much, buddy. Trying to keep the lights on around here. Says, what were you saying I should do about watching BSG? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was starting to say so. I said you should watch it with us, assuming that Danny is able to stick it out and continue to do.
I'll
figure out. I'm just saying, we got to be prepared for any contingency. If you can't, for whatever reason, because of your moving situation, you have to take a break. We understand, but because life happens. But at the same time, assuming that Danny is able to stick out watching it with us, then as we're doing these reviews, you should watch the show with us because it's been a lot of fun to watch it. And, and you can kind of watch our silly reviews along with us.
What's your Patreon link? Because people need to,
because
it is a lot of fun.
That's another thing we were going to talk about is trying to have a redirect link.
Yeah.
So what link should we have? So guys, what's an easy to remember, URL we should come up with to tell people, hey, go to this to support the channel.
Well, if we want to follow the other salties,
and you put in my YouTube channel.
What are you talking about?
You
did I?
You
see, man,
in your chat.
Oops, that's okay. My bad. This is exactly why we need a vanity URL for this. So if you follow the naming scheme that others have used, primarily these guys, you could do saltytrekkerclub.com, or I think I suggested saltytrekkerpatreon.com, and you said that was too long.
Well, you see, my issue with that is that someone, and I know we talked a little bit about this.
Yeah.
Somebody bought up saltytrekker.com and right at about the time that I changed my name. And so I would hate for them to then use that URL to do something horrible right when we started to do that. So if somebody just typed in saltytrekker.com when I, when people typed it in without thinking, they would get something bad.
Yeah. So Salty Trekker.
That's why I don't want to do Salty Trekker as the name, because even though I like Salty Trekker, since somebody bought it up as soon as I changed my name, I have a feeling somebody has ill intent.
Well, or they just are. So a problem with
You got birdofprey5.com/pay salty now.
so the to answer this question here. No, not that one. This one. It's actually being squatted on.
Yeah.
So if you go to saltytrekker.com, you can actually buy it, but it's going to be an obscenely expensive. It's going to be so. What they did, and that's a problem with us in a way talking about this publicly right now on a live stream, is anybody could be like, "Oh, that's a good name." Buy it up real quick and squat on it. Use a broker, so you'll never know who actually did that. And then you got to pay them whatever they want for that name. And it just depends on how much resolve or money they have. It will depend on how many years you got to wait for them to throw in the towel so you can, buy it. So
The Karoga Orphan Fund.
that's a long domain name.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Aravic, I like Salty Trekker Crew. I can see if that's available. I don't know if he likes it though. But
Well, again, though, the problem is it uses Salty Trekker, and people will just type in saltytrekker.com.
yeah, Salty Trekker.
You're the one that was all, come on. We talked about it. You're the marketer,
Yeah.
Lowest common denominator.
Now, sadly, yeah.
People will assume if Salty Trekker Crew belongs to me, then Salty Trekker must belong to me. That's
Well, I get your line of thinking, but I don't know.
Now,
Ooh,
Salty Crew might work if that's available.
Okay, hold up.
By the way, I actually looked for Salt Lick. It was not available.
Holy cow. So saltytrek.com is on sale for over $2,800. Just saltytrek.com. So Salty Trekker's probably going to be in that ballpark,
Yeah, and by the way, Stanley, that $89.99 brokerage fee doesn't cover the cost of the domain.
No, that just
pays for the broker.
They're just paying for the broker. Then you've got to pay another whatever the yearly domain name fee is. So in some cases, that's anywhere from $2 to $20, and then you pay whatever commission the guy wants to make off of it on top of that. So it's. So this one, the Salty Trek, it's already gone through a brokerage. Like it's that fee's already included in the $27.95 on that one, plus $17.99 a year. So.
And by the way, guys, if you're thinking about getting a domain name yourself, the place to get it is right here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Use promo code CWD15 off to receive 15% off your entire purchase. CWD15OFF.
Yeah, saltycrew.com is taken.
Yeah, I saw that.
Someone suggested that.
Yeah, it's this whole salty thing. I still
Nerd
like.
Fights is taken.
Yeah, we looked at. I remember looking that one up.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, just go back to 1990 and buy all the basic.
You have no idea, like how. Like, I was like, dude, it'd be like the sports almanac thing from Back to the Future. The only problem is you'd have to really have money because back then, I believe a .com was going for like $100 a year back then. But people were doing that, man. Like there was I remember one big one was somebody bought Sears.com and made a fortune selling it to Sears. That was one of the big ones. Did we look at Salty and the Nuts? Well, he didn't want something that long, but I'll look it up. Salty. Because I'm pretty sure that's available because that was what brought up the conversation about the name length. Yeah, that one's available. Salty and the Nuts. But this is supposed to be to go to.
Yeah, but Salty and the Nuts is not the permanent name of the
Right,
show.
right. Yeah, that too. But also the name we're trying to think of is a easy domain name that takes you to his Patreon. Like, so right now it's patreon.com/Onyx and Zircon, I think.
Right.
Yeah, so we need something a little easier than that. Yes, Salty Trekker with the hyphen is available, but do you want to explain why you didn't like that one?
Well, the same reason is that if you, here we go. SupportSalty.com is available.
Boom! SupportSalty.com. Buy it now.
All right, so put that in the old cart.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. For me to give you the best price, you need to make an account first so you can give me your account number so I can add you to my buy rate list.
All right. So
Did you hear that? Is something
how do I create an account?
up at the top right? You'll see a drop down next to the word sign in. And then
I don't see a sign in. I see my name. It just
oh,
says
so you've already registered. Did you already?
Well, I have a customer number.
Yeah, don't put that in the private chat, and I'll take care of that right now. That's
Right.
what I needed. So you've already made an account. That's cool.
Okay. Copy that. Go to StreamYard and private chat. All right, there's my customer number.
Perfect. That's all I need. I'll let you you talk to the folks for a little bit.
Hey,
while I do
folks.
this. Really? About as bad as me.
Well, Chief Cook says salty man. Now, and you know what, LD? I don't like those oddball domains like the .show and
Those are called top level domains.
Yeah.
Because there's
most
actually
of them-
saltytrekker.club was
Yeah.
available. I didn't mention it.
You know, they just. So I assume I'm going to have to refresh the card or something.
Once I'm done with my part, yeah.
Yeah. Bird says, never buy anything but .com, .net, or .org. Yeah, I tend to agree.
I would
And
tend
even
to
then,
agree.
.com is really the gold standard.
Yeah, I would even argue about against .net. Like I mean,
Salty.gov.
well, you can't buy .govs. You got to.
Which would be awesome if you could, because if you could, I would get Turtistan.gov. That would be so awesome.
Yeah. You probably get turtistan.org, but that's a problem. A lot of these private schools in the what are they called?
Focus. Get the whatever done.
No, I'm working on it. I'm just trying to think of the word for the other kind of school.
Charter school.
Thank you. Charter schools. They don't have .gov, or I'm sorry, they don't have .edu because they technically don't qualify
Because they're not part of the educational system.
So that's why they all have to have .orgs. So like, because they figure it's like the closest. Okay, customer lookup.
So does this permanently change my customer
Yeah.
profile or just for this basket?
No. This what I'm doing for you is permanent.
Okay.
That way you ain't got to worry about it. I mean, in the future you can just buy shit. All right. Says I can't find your customer.
Turtistan.edu.
That would be funny. Okay. My products. I always do this. I have two. And I always click the wrong one first. There we go.
Yeah, I think you should be able to buy a .gov, as long as you weren't trying to, pretend you were an actual government agency.
Then it kind of like I don't think I agree with that, but
How's a salty.xxx? Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to go to that one.
oh my god, yeah, no, Don't do that. Don't do that. Customer lookup again. This is riveting television, guys.
It really is, except that it's not television, it's internet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's riveting internet.
It's, yes, this is riveting
internet.
YouTubery.
Oh, yeah. The ASMR. Wait, let me do a Jason.
SaltyHub.com. Oh, yeah.
The Salty Hub.
All right. It says that customer number does not exist. So, like, what? Don't buy anything. Finish making the account. Did you paste it wrong?
See. Account. You want to go account settings or?
Yeah. Guess I could look you up by your name, Crawford.
Yeah, it's got my. Oh wow, it's got an old email in it. Don't have an account, create an account. So, or why is it trying to sign me in using like, oh, you know what it's trying to do? It's trying to log me in because you use GoDaddy, huh?
GoDaddy bought out Wild West domains. So yes, this always causes.
Yeah, that's why it's trying to use my old GoDaddy account.
Okay, so go
create an account.
Yeah, create an account.
Yeah. Because it was trying to log me in using an email address I don't even have anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, so
Captain Fandom Nerd has a really good meta question. But
what's that?
What if you're watching it on TV? Because the Roku TVs like mine. I do my morning yoga YouTube on the TV when I do it. He doesn't give it to me. It is processed safely through secureserver.net. All I'm doing is giving him the rate that I pay for it instead of making, like $5 off of him or whatever it is. Lord Lover 69.
Something's gone wrong. Okay.
At AOL.com.
Let's just refresh the screen. Try it again.
Maybe use a different browser or incognito.
Yeah.
It's probably a cookies thing.
Right.
So Stanley says it must have a tuner to be a TV. Otherwise, it's just a monitor. I don't know if I agree with that. You guys remember back? I'm sure you guys do because you guys are older than me. When the television was like a piece of furniture, it's like the big wooden.
Oh yeah, my grandma had one of those.
Set stuff on. It's like that was one of the first TVs I remember us having when I was a kid. With the crazy, the first one, the remote control was actually tethered to the television, and then later they came out with the ones that used the infrared or whatever.
My grandma had the original clicker.
Oh wow!
Where the remote control literally just made a clicking noise.
Yeah. He says his grandmother's 96 still has one of those. Okay, Stanley knows what I'm talking about.
And you would have to warm up the TV.
The remote on a wire, yeah. Yeah. Memories.
Okay, so for whatever reason, it worked when I did it in Edge.
Okay. Well, in the private chat, after you do that, send me your customer number.
Yeah, so now let me go up here, sign in.
What's voice activated? I mean, besides pretty much everything now. What's he talking about? Voice LD. What are you talking about?
What's LD talking about?
I don't know. It says voice activated too. It's like, what?
All right. right, so now it looks like, yes, I'm back here. Shows my cart and different account number.
Perfect. Give me that.
All right. And go to private chat. There. There we go.
All right.
So the original wireless cooker are kids. Voice activated too. Oh, gotcha. Yes, that is true.
Oh.
I was my parents' remote.
You haven't even put it in your name yet. It says name NA.
I just created the account. What do you want from me?
Well, hold up. I'm trying. Yeah, I can't. You got to finish creating your account. I can't click
I have
on
to go in
discount.
my profile and do all that crap. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just trying to save you money, man. I'm sorry.
I understand. All right, so my account settings, my profile.
No, Stanley. The whole point of this is he's not going to get my. I'm not going to get a commission. I'm giving him my buy rate. And I have to add him in the back end to do that. Otherwise, he will pay full. Like, what's it say your card is right now? Like $17 probably?
More than that, because I actually have 2 domains in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but then it wouldn't be in his name, and that's kind of sketchy.
Apparently, according to GoDaddy, I live in the province of Tennessee. So who's evil hacker there in the back? Did you give somebody our...
Mwahaha. I am an evil hacker.
Who's this? Oh,
I
Birdo
have
Prey snuck
stolen
in.
your website address. I will sell it to you for $1 million.
$1 million.
Or here's an alternative idea, evil hacker. I'll just
Hello,
find another
computer.
one.
Hello, computer. How quaint.
Well, if you want to sell it to me, you know where to find me.
No, don't know, because you're anonymous. So how can I find you?
Send it to my mutual friend, BirdoPrey5 at AOL.com.
Well,
But
I don't
not
trust
him.
AOL.
Yeah, but you can't arrest him.
All right.
Not him.
Okay. I just saved you.
You just saved me.
I mean,
I thought I was the religious one.
oh, we lost the we lost the
We
hacker.
lost the evil hacker.
No, I mean I've saved your disc. Your
okay.
You get my buy right now.
All right, so let's see. We go back there. Now you say I do want to.
You want the privacy protection, or
Right.
people are going to know your home address. So
Now the price still shows the same.
we'll log out and log back in.
All right, so sign out. Yeah, give him 1 million Karogan rounds, and so that'd be 1 cent. That's true. Could do that. For those of you that don't know, Karoga rounds is the official currency of Karoga.
I see. So for those of you, this is the
Maybe I should just
company.
delete them from the cart and put them back in.
Yeah, it shouldn't be this hard. My work is done, so you might have some caching issues or something. I don't know. But if anybody's interested in not only domains, but my real bread and butter, I started this business in 1998, became an LLC, in 2004, in Texas, and then still have it. If you're interested, you can check it out.
So how long you been selling?
I've been domain name since 04. Yeah, 04. But I started custom web designs. It's actually Triad Custom Web Designs when I started it in 1998. And then when I left the Triad area of North Carolina, I moved to Texas, I just dropped the Triad to Custom Web Designs. And it still sucks because I have, it's customwebdesigns.net and customwebdesigns.biz, but I don't have the .com because I refuse to pay the guy like 30 grand for it. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so now for an extra $7.13, I can add full domain protection. What's that?
So that's up to you. It's actually, if you can afford it, I would do it. That's because here's what happens. If let's say the way you pay for it, you either cancel that credit card for some reason, or it expires before the renewal date or what have you.
Right.
It'll be like, oh, too bad. You'll get like a couple emails that for whatever reason, a lot of my clients seem to miss out on. And what that does is it gives you like an extra, it should tell you there, like an extra 90 days.
Kind of.
Yeah, but it's like a long one. And I was actually very thankful I had it relatively recently for my Dork Knight website, because it was tied to a card that I no longer have.
And then now I thought there was something that you mentioned.
The privacy, that protection should include that for free.
Protection. Well, I don't see the protection though. That's the thing. I see the price of the registration here. I can't share screens because then everybody else would see it too. But I see the price of so in your cart it says the supportsalty.com .com registration 1 year, and then it says renews May 2024, and then it has the price, and then below that it shows full domain protection, get it, and that's it.
And that's the $7 one, right?
Yeah.
Well, and there's nothing that says privacy?
Yeah.
There is?
There's not.
Okay, click on get it and see what it does. You can always remove it.
Get it for the domain protection, you mean?
Yeah, and see, because I think that includes the privacy. I just don't want to misspeak. Normally what I'm doing, we're not doing this live. Normally, like a client like yourself, I'd be talking to you on the phone and just doing this for you, so you don't have to deal with all the stuff. Or like I add it to your cart for you. Which in fact, I do have the ability to do that if you want me to just...
No, it's all right. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Yeah, wow, what a sales pitch for my service. Apparently way too complicated. It was way easier when Wild West Domains ran it. I think GoDaddy just hates...
Yeah, Bird says you're overcharging, by the way.
I saw that he said that, but no, go to GoDaddy right now, and they're charging $14 for privacy.
Yeah, Uncle Polly provides protection from if you go to bird.com.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And Stanley thinks you're ripping me off.
Hey, man.
And yeah, Thomas, I am going to be using PayPal. That's why I wasn't going to
use
doing the domain protection. Because the PayPal we're using is directly linked to because if that PayPal goes dead, then that means that we're not doing it anymore.
Well, there you go.
So we'll just leave it off of there. But the anonymity, that would just mean people would see that PayPal account is what's paying for it, right?
No, so it's called the Whois database.
Right.
Anytime anybody buys a domain name, if they do not get privacy protection, they are added to it's like a phone book. They're added to the
right. Right. Well, I'm just saying. So they would see that
they'd see your name, they'd see your address, they'd see.
They actually get your address.
Yeah, they don't see how you pay for it. They see your email, your name, email address, phone number.
Well, then why don't I see the privacy listed here? Because that's more important to me than the protection.
I know. So does it say was it included? Like this is maybe I should.
You tell me. You're the sales guy.
Yeah. See, I don't. That's why I don't pitch this, because I basically just use it for friends. So
I
now
saw it before you discounted me.
Well, then maybe you're getting it for free. So that's what I'm saying.
Maybe isn't for sure.
I know. So I'm looking, homie. I should be able to see your cart. I have to send you like a little permission thingy.
Well, you have to send me an email.
No, I mean, I don't. It might send you an email. It says right now I just say request access. Okay, so do that. Okay, check your email. Probably in your, spam or junk or something.
Right. Anything coming from you would probably be in spam.
No, it's going to be from secureserver.com.
Yeah, I see it. Custom web design. We like access, manage account access.
Let me know when you do that, and I'll just refresh the screen, and then I can look at your...
People can access my account. Okay. So it just shows that you have access now.
All right, so you must have clicked the link, and...
Yeah, I clicked the link.
Because we require you have two-step verification. Please go to your account. Screw you. I don't want to do that. Oh, wow, it's going to make me. Thank you. That's great. This is frustrating. Where do I do this? Two-step add verification. Good God. SMS, text.
Meanwhile, let's see. Name.com costs $11.99 a year for the domain and $4.99 for privacy protection.
See, there you go. So the total cost of those two things together is what?
That'd be what, about 15, 16, 17. Vertebrae 5 does not include any web space. Does that include it? Oh,
no, yeah, this is domain. This is domain only. We're just trying to buy a domain, and we're going to forward it to
because if I was going to host
Patreon,
something, we could always host it on, my computer.
5, 6.
If it came down to it, but we're just using this as a redirect for right now.
Yeah. All right, so I've set that up. I get to go back. And
yes, Thomas, I am using PayPal. Or did I just not hide that comment?
I don't know.
Let me get rid of that. That's probably been up there for the last 20 minutes.
What? Your PayPal?
Nothing. No. Thomas asking me if why not just use PayPal. I think I just left that comment on the screen forever.
Oh. Hey, you only made it like 6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, Thomas is smacking his head because,
Okay.
And yes, you can always host on your own PC as long as it's always online. Well, my computer is pretty much always online except for when my modem resets at like 4:30 in the morning.
I really wouldn't recommend doing it, but I do have a server rack in the garage if anybody needs to buy one. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking at your cart right now.
Why do you have a server rack in the garage?
Because I've been doing this 25. I used to be the host, like he's saying, but this shit got too expensive, too much of a headache. Is once you get like, shit, for me anyway, once I got more than 25 concurrent websites on the one rack, plus I was using the internet, so I was having to get back then this was like I had to get like a T1 connect. It was just not worth it. And I never sold it. And then I was like, I could use it as a development server, so I can, build WordPress. But there's so much easier. It's just, anyway. All right. So it doesn't say. All right, let me act like I'm going to buy a new domain name.
Well, why don't you just buy one? So buy like allgoodgirlsgetspanked.com.
I'm not going to actually buy one. I'm in your account, remember? Let's see. Okay, and then...
And we'll see if we can look up your...
This doesn't look right. Your rate should be cheaper. triple taxes.
Well, it might not look like if it is included in
Domain. Yes, this includes free privacy protection forever.
So
Boom.
that is the domain and the privacy protection.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So that is significantly cheaper than what Bird is paying then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. All right. So let me go ahead and.
Yeah, it says it at the top. No, I mean I don't mind sharing my screen here.
No, I believe you.
Okay, yeah. It says it really big at the top of the page when you go to buy it, but in the cart, it doesn't. It should reiterate that. It really should. I'll give them some freaking feedback. Oh yeah, you're getting both of these for the price of one with the yeah. Okay.
So I always do two-step verification when I'm spending any money here.
No, I don't blame you for that. Yeah.
Well, whenever this is coming out of the Onyx and Zircon account.
And cool. Once we're in here, once you're done with the purchase, I should be able to manage. You like go ahead and set up the forward for you. You know what I mean? Really, bro? That second domain name, really?
Oh,
I thought you were just.
You know that's hilarious.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out where to forward that one to. Oh.
Okay, so it says it's done.
Cool. So let me go to your. Well, I'm still logged in as you.
So
Go
you're gonna
to products. I'm just gonna go ahead and set up the forward. Can you
Right.
Can you throw the actual link to your Patreon in there for me? Because I guess the private chat. So I make sure it goes to the right place. You know.
No. You want it to go to some rando place. Let's see.
Build, setup, connect. Forward to any site. Did you already send it?
Not yet.
All right.
You just give me 10 seconds, will you?
See, that's why we're getting supportsalty.com instead.
All right, private chat. Paste. There. That is the actual link.
Boom. Shakalaka. Next. When user they'll be yes, perfect. Finish. All right. Says it'll take a few minutes. Usually it's pretty instant. So, but yeah, got that all set up for you. Let's see. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Go to. Ha! It's already working.
Okay, you tested it?
Yeah, just tested it. It's already working.
All right, guys. So right now, go ahead and test it.
I'll put it in the chat.
Go to supportsalty.com. It should take you to the Patreon. That's supportsalty.com.
There you go. I just put it in the chat and click that, and it works like a charm. There you go. Technology.
Yep, sure does. Awesome.
But yeah, so you guys, to get an idea, because of my default markup, I was exaggerating. It's a little more, and I'm making $5, but you basically got a 2-for-1 deal because you have my buy rate now, and you'll always have it for all any products in there you're interested in. But just you might want to touch base with me before, because some things I can't even get a better buy rate on than other places that I know of. You know what I mean? Like for .Vegas's, for example.
And Patch says it works in the Netherlands as well. Excellent. So good that we got someone from outside the U.S. to verify.
Yeah, no, it's
Thank you, Patrick.
Use
or
your
you're in the
perfect.
Netherlands, so I should say, "Oh, thank you, Patrick." And I don't know how are you speaking.
All right, so I'm exiting. Let me know. Does it give you?
You're probably like, "I say, old chap, what do you speak?"
Did it give you any kind of notification on your end when I signed out of your account? Did it say like I've
I don't
signed
know. I
out?
didn't check my email just now.
Oh no, not your email. I meant on your screen because at the top of
No.
my screen I had a big red bar that said you were
No,
logged
but
in
I'm
as
not
my-
looking at that page right now either.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm out of it now. Get out of here.
Yeah, I remember when DNS was like super slow back in the
Oh,
day.
God, yeah.
Like when I was working for Comcast, and or AT&T broadband, and the at-home internet.
I wouldn't mind LDG's brutal honesty with regards to this site because he showed me his, and so I figured I'd show him mine. I didn't give
that
him any
doesn't sound
feedback.
right.
Phrasing, yeah.
Yeah. He showed you his, so you want to show him yours. I mean, that sounds like you're an abused woman that like he showed me his, so I want to show him mine.
I wonder where those go. I actually rarely ever use this site. I focus more on the Dork Knight designs. But I just like that this has got so much longevity on it. I've had this domain name since like forever, since we moved to Texas, 20 years, at least 20 years. Well, he can always tell me in the underground. We've about done our
Yeah, so today was exciting. We now have an official URL. And we have another one in the wings that Danny is really looking forward to.
Not at all. No, he trolled. He like that's all. That's all he's doing was trolling.
I'm not trolling. It's a legit web address.
Yeah. So LDG, typically I would, and we can actually, I would love to talk to you about this in the underground. Actually, normally that would be true. I use WP Engine, and with WP Engine, I do not have to do that. I can, but I don't have to. There's also, I know, a way because I used to go through all that trouble changing that WP-admin, changing where you could just look in the code for what version of WordPress and all of this stuff. When you with WP Engine's managed WordPress hosting, I don't have to worry about any of that security stuff. It's pretty sweet. I'd highly recommend WP Engine. I'd check them out. But I would like to talk to you about that because if they're lying to me and you know something that they don't, I will live stream in the underground, getting on tech support to chew their asses out. Because that was actually a conversation I had with them when I started using them exclusively in 2011. But here's
those bastards.
Here's a link to the WP Engine if you want to check it out if you've never heard of them.
Which episode was that when Gaia said he played "Show Me Yours, I'll Show You Mine" and he chickened out? Which one was that? We saw that one. Remember, he was talking to Six, and she said, "Did you ever lie to a woman other than your mother?" And he told the story. Do you remember that conversation?
Guys, no,
or have we not watched that one yet?
I don't know.
Huh?
If we're talking about Gaius being molested, I think I'd remember that.
No. It wasn't Guy. It was Six asked Gaius if he's ever lied to a woman other than his mother, and he said, and he told a story about a girl in school, and he said that he played a game of "You show me yours, I'll show you mine." And when it was his turn, he chickened out. But I can't remember.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't remember exactly what episode that was in, but that does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and your mom won a Jersey Mike's gift card at Church Bingo. Well, that should be enough to get you in a new place.
Ha 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 ha. Hey, isn't bingo technically gambling, and isn't gambling a sin?
I always wondered about that as far as, well, first of all, is gambling a sin? No.
I don't know. It's not. Okay. Okay.
However, there are some Christians that say gambling is a sin.
Oh, okay.
But gambling, like anything else, if it takes over your life, becomes idolatry. That's the idea of where, like, whenever something just takes over your life, that becomes idolatry. That becomes your God. But some people try to think gambling is a sin because the Bible cautions against certain things. But you also have to keep in mind that the Jews, and this is all throughout the Bible, would and this even happened in the New Testament, when there was a decision to be made that there was no clear-cut answer, you would hear the term casting lots. You've heard that, I'm sure.
What?
They would
casting lot.
They would say they'd cast lots to determine the answer of a situation. Like they didn't know which way to go, so they cast lots to figure out.
They voted on what the answer would be. No?
Casting lots is literally rolling the dice. It's
okay. See, I don't know. I don't know your jargon.
And casting lots is like an ancient version of dice. I didn't even. I let it go. I was going to say something, but I was like, you know what? I'll let it slide. Yeah, I know what it is with Danny and the Jews. It's always got to come up with Danny. Danny comes on, and the Jews are going to come up sooner or later.
Hey, I love.
Yeah, and that's actually.
I love all Jews.
Yeah, it's not my lot in life. That is where that expression comes from.
Okay.
Is like that's where we might say that's how the cards roll, or that's how the cards fall, or that's how the die rolls, or it's not my lot in life. That's even though we don't think of it consciously that way, that's what that expression literally means.
So when I when I play roulette, am I letting God choose when I pick a number?
Technically, yes, but you're not doing it for productive means. Like the idea in the Bible is that you're supposed to do it if you have a choice to make and you don't know the choice to make. Right. So like if, for example, let's say you're trying to move and you have a choice. You can either move to Missouri or Wisconsin, and either one has its pros and cons, and you have no idea which one to move to. Well, here's an opportunity to cast lots. Right, because you don't have a clue as to where to go. So basically, you're saying, "Let God choose," and you just throw the dice.
Well, according to Stan Lee,
that's how the cookie crumbles.
No, he says that God sucks at craps.
Well, only if you think that God's supposed to make you win, right? Yes. But that's not how But yeah, gambling just to gamble is that's different. And Bird says, heads, I donate to Salty Pills. I spend the money. We see, that's funny, Bird, that you put it that way, because that means if you use your head, you're donating to me. If you think with your ass, you're buying lottery tickets. See? That's exactly what you just said.
Oh, Thomas. Yes, I was watching the...
oh, no, I haven't seen it.
It's on my shirt. I was watching the podcast guys that they were showing it on there.
You always pimp for them. Do you? When you're on their show, do you pimp for me?
Hell yeah! I push our Wednesday, Thursday.
I'm just asking.
Shit.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, I mean, I pimp them to my channel. I think that's why.
Okay. So you're not pimping for me.
Goes from the coast, comes to Small Time Republic. Thank all you guys in my chat, and of course my mother does both because she's extra. Dos Wolfen. Oh, he can't. Oh man, I didn't know he was here. He was here for the ASMR part gag. Oh well. See, it's. But hey, at the end of the day, if they're watching it on yours and they're going to supportsalty.com,
well, that's fine. But
there you go. So
So this was just sent to me by Bird, and it looks like Thomas just sent me an image as well, which I'm assuming is the same image. Is this the image you were talking about? So I'm assuming that that looks like Boimler right there, and that looks like Mariner over here.
Yes,
that's definitely the actor that plays Boimler.
Yes, and
that
that's
looks
definitely
like that's Mariner, and that's their uniforms.
Yep.
Um,
So how do they kind of talked about this a little bit, and I didn't really get to listen to a lot of their conversation because I was also going through a bunch of other crap at the time. So I basically just had it on really loud while I was, packing and taking photos and stuff like that.
Right.
And they seem to think time travel is the only way that this can happen. What are your
well,
thoughts
that's
on
the only
that?
thing that makes sense
I don't want
because
time
they're
travel.
from the 25th century, So,
Yeah.
or late 24th century, I think.
So I guess so. The cartoon ones are obviously the ones doing the time traveling. So that might be
Because
less,
they're obviously
okay.
there's only the two of them on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
I don't think which is too bad. I'd actually like to see a live action version of the Cerritos.
Yeah.
However, here's the kicker. I think this is going to be the season finale, by the way, because we're also in Lower Decks season 3 getting a animated version of Captain Pike.
Oh snap!
Yeah. So.
Oh snap!
And yes, Stanley.
So there's going to be some timey
guy
wimey
because that's the guy that plays Boimler on the show.
Yeah, Boimler is the Meg Ryan's
he
kid.
voices Boimler on Lower Decks.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that it is actually that it's a very, very happy coincidence that both the actors that play Boimler and Mariner look like their animated characters.
Is it though, or did they know all along they were going to do something like this?
I don't know if they knew all along they were going to do something because not everybody on that show looks like their character.
Right.
Maybe
it was like, well, damn, we only have 2 people that look like their characters. Okay, you two.
So we got to figure out a way. Yeah. I mean, because they could have brought. If I remember correctly, the lady that plays the captain looks enough like Captain Beckett. You need to get that.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm sorry, but you continue. They couldn't have brought this up earlier when you were.
Bird thinks it's no coincidence because, of course, Bird is a conspiracy theorist. Bird believes in Bigfoot and a flat Earth, so there's that. And Dr. Ta'an looks just like a cat. Well, I'm trying to remember. There's at least one character that's not the same race as they are on the show. I can't remember who it is, but I think there's one person who's like black, but they're not playing a black character or something like that. And because animation doesn't really matter. But Boimler and Mariner look just like their characters. And it could be that that's why they made their characters look so much like their characters. But I'm very much looking forward to this. Don't think we've ever had a Star Trek feline species. Not true. We had the 3-boobed cat lady in Star Trek 5. And we've had Emrys on Star Trek the Animated Series.
All right. So remember the client I was talking about earlier, guys, with the whole contour cut and what that means and what.
No, what?
Oh, you weren't. I think that's when you were. Okay. So.
So now you're hitting on your clients?
No, the chat knows what I'm talking about because while you were on the phone with the state, one of my clients, I get my text messages on my computer screen. One of my clients texted me, and I was just sharing my frustration because they basically texted me something stupid. And so he sent a link to one of my products I sell. He wants a die cut car magnet. And I was like, all right, cool. What size and what do you want on it? He's like, I want the one that I sent you. It says there's 5 in stock. And I'm like, yeah, but then there's a drop down that starts at 6 inches and ends at 36 inches. So how big do you want this thing? And he's like, I'll call you later. And that was him calling me. So.
Oh, and what size is he getting?
He doesn't know. He's going to come over after he's doing something right now.
What are you making for this person?
I just told you, it's a car magnet, a die cut car magnet. I don't know
Oh,
what the design is yet. He hasn't told me. Could be anything.
So how do you make the car magnet? Are you gonna like literally draw on the car magnet?
No, I've been doing this for so long that I qualified like 15 years ago for the exact, and I'm not going to name it because it sucks, because they'll just give anybody one, when back in the day you had to jump through a bunch of fracking hoops. And but I'm a reseller. So anywhere you go, most places that do printing, the only printing they do on site typically is their same day stuff.
Right.
Typically. The other stuff like spot UV business cards or, car magnets, or I've got a plethora of other crap I sell.
Right. They send off to get printed elsewhere.
Yeah, and we all send it to the same place. That's the kicker. We all send it to the same place. Yes, you can call me a middleman, Stanley, but because this client is also a friend, just like I did for this guy right here, I am not marking up the price of the car magnet. In fact, since he's going to come, we went to college together, known him for
Yeah, but he couldn't even decide what size car magnet he wants.
Hey, look, he's probably stoned. Okay, like I'll be real. He's probably just
that's
stoned.
Not I get mad at what do I do when you come on the show stoned? I then after that, I'll be nice to you during the show, and then afterwards I will yell my ass off at you. So,
well, we'll see. We'll see. He's gonna come over.
And by the way, just so you guys know, I have really laid into Danny a few times for some of the things he's done. So don't think I let him get away with it.
Why do you think I've gotten so much better at self-censoring people? I'm serious.
Yeah.
Mike knows how to. Salty put the fear of God in me.
And Stanley, you know what? That is the worst thing you can possibly say. Oh yeah, I could. It's like people say, "Oh, I drive better when I'm drunk." Yeah.
So, dude, the other night, I was watching the hockey game with some friends, and we won, thankfully. And the guy, so I made a comment about having to get a Uber or something, and he goes, he literally thought this was funny. He goes, "Oh, I don't use Uber or Lyft. I just drive drunk." And I was just like, wow, that's, I know he doesn't know my life and the stuff I've been through, but I got this ugly scar on my head that'll be there forever, reminding me of my stupid ass mistake. That's not a funny joke, man. Am I?
Well, and it's like I saw a video the other day of this girl. She was so wasted.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about, where the cop told her she killed two people.
The cop was trying to explain to her that she killed two people, and she's just like, yeah, but I got to go to school tomorrow, and she's like totally not getting it. And it's like,
no, she got what, 15 years, I think, is what the
I don't know what it ended up being, but it's like that to me, it's like that's one of the reasons I worry about, when I have friends that struggle with alcohol and drug addiction and stuff. That's why I worry, because you sound all happy and silly and fun, and then somebody ends up dead. And the worst thing that can happen is it not be you.
Yeah. And like that's why I'm so thankful. Like, it was just me, single car accident, just me in the car.
Right.
And in a coma for 3 days. Blah, blah, blah. You guys have heard it. Gorilla, are you referencing my since deleted tweet out of curiosity? Because, man, I got a lot of heat for that.
Story? Yeah, why don't you tell us a good tranny story? You haven't told us.
All right. Well, I don't know if he's referencing this tweet, but I was able to delete it because I got a real-life friend of mine screen capped it, emailed me because they didn't want to chastise me publicly on Twitter, and was like, "You're better than that. I've known you since you were 14. That's not cool. That's not funny." And I did kind of double down on being an asshole in it.
So that's nothing new for you.
Yeah, so I do kind of get it. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Screenshot. So, all right. Now, this wasn't my joke, but I did make it worse. So, it says, "Bro next to me I think this is from the same. I think it's the same dude actually. Bro next to me just called Bud Light trainee fluid, and I lost my shit laughing.
Oh, that one, yes.
I literally did a spit take, and then I said, "Sorry, not sorry. It's a joke, not a self-censor. Learn how to take it." Yes, that was a double entendre. If you know, you know. If you don't, F you. Learn how to take a joke. It's bullet point. I gotta. This person. She bullet point 1. You hang out with really great people. 2. Stop buying into hate. 3. Just because you call it a joke doesn't make it one. 4. This isn't the Danny I knew growing up. Just saying. Like and she's like, also it's I spelled entendre wrong. It's entendre, not entundra, whatever. 6. Jokes are funny. 7. We are like. I mean, I was on and on and on. So I was like, wow. If I really pissed her off that bad. Yeah, so I just deleted the tweet. I was like, wow.
Well, you know, like with the Bud Light thing, I think the funny thing is, like, the Bud
It was
Light
fun. I
thing,
thought it was funny. I mean, come on.
of course you did, because you have no sense of humor. But the Bud Light thing, I think, but Anheuser-Busch, how ironic that a company called Anheuser-Busch is getting into now, see, that's funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
That is funny. But Anheuser-Busch is in so much trouble over this because they couldn't issue a freaking apology. And and that's the thing. If they would have just, because the problem with Dylan Mulvaney is not that Dylan Mulvaney is a trans woman. The problem with Dylan Mulvaney is that Dylan Mulvaney is an offensive person. And so when I say that, I mean, there are a lot of women that look at.
Are you talking about the Bud Light?
That's the person on the Bud Light can.
So when did tranny become equivalent to the N-word, apparently? Like, I guess I'm not supposed to say that? And I didn't even make the joke.
See, that's the problem. You are like so oblivious to these things. You just, you know, it's been.
Is that why he's spelling it tyranny? Like, it's like, are these like automatically flagged words? Am I getting you demonetized?
You're not supposed to say that.
Okay. Hey, you guys just witnessed. I learned.
That is like the.
I learned something new today.
Yeah, that's a horrible word to say nowadays.
All right.
You know.
I don't understand why it was in MASH, but okay, you know, it's funny. I guess product of its time.
MASH was how long ago, dude?
Fine.
Okay.
I'm old, man. This is what I grew up with.
It is 2023. Okay. Yeah. Do the math. MASH was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the
whoa, what's this? Hold up. I'm trying to.
He said,
no, this one. She was drunk. If she was, he could sell it to her. Okay. I haven't seen that one. Oh, you saw it at the liquor store, like in person. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I actually have someone knocking on the door, so that might be what I talked to you about earlier.
Right.
So I'll be back.
Go ahead and check.
Okay.
And if it is the person he needs to talk to, we'll probably just wrap up the show. But if not, we'll may continue for a little while. But yeah, anyway, looking at this picture, it's got me more looking forward to the crossover, because I'm wondering, is it going to be really silly? Are they going to take, you know, Boimler and Mariner's character fairly seriously? Because it you know, I don't know. And Chief Cook, yeah, you can say it, but you know what? Not on my channel. Okay, you start spouting that word on my channel, knowing that I don't approve of it, and that's a good way to get kicked off my channel.
Uh-oh, what'd I do now?
No, Chief Cook was saying he can say that word.
The N-word. I think he meant the N-word.
I don't care if he means the N-word or the
he's
TY
black.
word. I don't care either one.
Fair enough.
You know what?
So
I don't accept those words on this channel.
Hey, and I learned, and I won't.
Right. Well, no, and I understand. You have this like oblivion cloud around your head sometimes, and so I got to beat it into your skull sometimes. But so I assume that was not the person you were worried about.
No, I do need to go.
Oh, okay. So we'll wrap it up here then, guys. So remember, you are the salt of the earth. Boimler and Mariner are coming. That's going to be interesting in another month or so. And,
don't forget to visit supportsalty.com.
Yes, supportsalty.com. Bird O'Prey 5 is still an evil dictator. And, so supportsalty.com and something dark side.